People are struggling right now. And when I say struggling, I mean really struggling. 26 million people have fallen into poverty. Millions of people are set to lose their health insurance after Christmas. And lawmakers right now are doing basically nothing to try to make sure that that won't happen. On the first of the year, the eviction moratorium will lapse, and landlords, corporations and small landlords all alike have been clamoring, chomping at the bit. They're doing everything possible. They're sitting there. They're waiting. All right. They're waiting in the shadows to make sure that they can kick some poor family out of their home in the middle of a pandemic to make sure that they get their property, because property is more important than human life when in the context of this country. So, while Congress has basically been doing nothing ever since the November 6th election, November 3rd election, even, it's been over a month. It's almost been 2 months, and they've barely been working on a coronavirus bill, a new stimulus bill to push through to alleviate the problems that have come about through the pandemic. Okay, so they've been cobbling together a certain bill. It's about a $1 trillion bill, around $900 billion. And an amazing thing happened. Josh Hawley of Missouri and Bernie Sanders. We love our good boy Bernie Sanderinos, and we do hate Josh Hawley. Remember, Josh Hawley is one of those libertarian duderinos. He's good on like some policies like legalizing weed and stimulus checks, but when it comes to things like gay marriage and when it's corporations or people on the line, he's always going to take the corporation side. But in this case, when it comes to stimulus checks, he's been on Bernie's side, and they both put forward a bill to make sure that people get at the very least $1,200 in stimulus. So it'd be the second ever time we'd ever get stimulus through this check. And one GOP lawmaker had a lot of things to say about it. So Ron Johnson, senator from Wisconsin, twice on Friday, not once, twice on Friday, objected to a vote on a standalone stimulus check bill introduced by Hawley and Sanders. Hawley and Sanders both tried to put the proposal up for a up and down vote on a second round of $1,200 stimulus checks on Friday, as the Democratic and Republican leaders try to finalize a larger stimulus bill that includes smaller direct payments, around $600 to $700. So, if you're wondering, like some people were, how is one dipshit in Congress able to stop everything from happening? Well, under Senate rules, unanimous consent is needed to bring a bill to a vote. So basically, one senator that hates human life, that hates to give people stimulus checks from the GOP can stop anything from happening in Congress, and that's exactly what he did. He did it twice. And what was his reasoning? I know for a fact. Because the GOP, they don't just hurt people. They have good reasons for doing what they're doing, right? Incredibly wrong. He basically said that we're not going to be doing this. He doesn't want people to get more stimulus checks because we're mortgaging our children's futures. We're going to put them into unsustainable debt, and we're going to destroy the country by the time I'm dead. Well, you know what's hemorrhaging the country? You know what's mortgaging our children's future? The generational poverty that their parents are going to be in once they get evicted from their homes and have to live on the streets, you know? Or those children won't exist because their parents are going to die or be severely harmed by coronavirus, because evicting people has led to hundreds of thousands of cases of coronavirus and led to the spread of thousands of deaths, even tens of thousands of deaths around this country, because people don't have the proper means to socially distance. They have to stay in the homeless shelters and keep interacting with people to try to make sure that they can't go, that they don't sleep out on the street in the middle of a pandemic. That's going to hemorrhage their futures. The business is being shut down because of this. And it's not just because of the lockdowns, because even in places where lockdowns don't exist, small businesses are being harmed. You know why? Because people don't want to go out in the middle of a pandemic to go get a drink at a bar where they're going to be hotboxing COVID with a bunch of like rapscallions sitting there, not wearing masks and sucking down I don't know any drinks, but they're going to be sucking down some dumbass drink. Who knows? That's what hurts the future, our children's future. That's what hurts the country. Okay, not this. Not paying people $1,200 not paying people $1,200 to make sure that they can keep the lights on come the first of the year. That's not it. But it just got shot down. This got completely shot down right now, and now we're basically working on $600 to $700. They may not even be. My bad. They may allow unemployment benefits to lapse. They may allow people to lose their health insurance. They may allow the eviction moratorium to lapse. All of these things, and now where lots of these things are happening, is where 1/3 of renters across the country are facing eviction. What do? They throw you some scraps right now, and it gets even worse, right? Because this isn't just something singular in a couple of senators. Mind you, the reason that we didn't get another stimulus check through all of this time, through April to now, or just now doing it, is because things have gotten so bad the Republicans can't even pretend things aren't as bad as they really are, right? I remember a radio station here in Kentucky had Mitch McConnell on to talk about stimulus and what's going on and what's going to happen. And he specifically said that 20 members in his caucus, 20 GOP senators, had no want, no care, didn't want a single stimulus bill to pass again. And as Mitch McConnell was pushing through his bill to make sure that corporations, if they force their employees to French kiss and snowball COVID to each other, that they won't be held accountable for that, and that any damage done through COVID is just collateral damage, damage of doing business. So those people won't be able to be sued. There's no class action lawsuit. They won't be able to face any reprimand for the things that they do to their workers who are forced to work as the government has done nothing to help them, and trying to keep food on the table right now, trying to keep the lights on, trying to get their kids their medicine, and trying to make sure that they can stay in the home that they live in during a national pandemic. It isn't just one GOP senator. It isn't just one bad apple. Here's basically the leader of the libertarian MAGA crew wing of the Republican Party in the House, Representative Jim Jordan. The best stimulus: get a job. Get a job. Wow. What great insight. What amazing insight right now. Just ever think about pulling yourself up by your non-existent bootstraps? Everything. Hey, did you know that McDonald's is hiring? Did you know that Taco Bell is hiring? Yeah. 156,000 likes. Yep. 156,000 likes for denying people healthcare, for wanting to vote against healthcare. If these people would have been allowed to get the House, for a fact there would be at the very least no $600 to $700 stimulus check. They'd just be mailing people out a fuck you in the mail. You'd open up your mailbox, you think it was a stimulus check. It looked like one. You'd open it, it'd be just like fuck you, get a job. It'd be instructions on how to open up Google Jobs. It is just incredible to me how this is how these people work. This is how their brain works. Not only that, they're sitting here gloating online, gloating on Twitter to their followers to tell you how much they don't care. At least somebody had some strong words for it, and it's Bernie Sanders.
Yet the senator from Wisconsin voted for over $1 trillion in tax breaks for billionaires and large profitable corporations. That's okay. Senator from Wisconsin voted for a bloated military budget, $740 billion. That's okay. Senator from Wisconsin supports hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in corporate welfare.
Yep. So Lockheed Martin needed the welfare. Johnson & Johnson needed the welfare. Walmart needed the welfare. Mind you, a lot of those stimulus checks a lot of that unemployment benefits, those people who work at those jobs that pay so poorly that they had to get unemployment benefits or they got laid off, those go right back to them. Right back to Walmart, feeds right back into the system. That's why they don't care, right? You pay people pennies, and when they have to get, when we have to subsidize their wages with government money, then those people have to go back and they have to spend them somewhere. There are only so many grocery stores and retail stores that you can buy from. Get sucked right back into those big businesses, so we can just subsidize their wages and they can get more money from the government. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. How Lockheed Martin needed that money, how expanding the military budget, how billions, closing in on trillions of dollars, closing in on $3 trillion, $4 trillion is worth it. But a minuscule percentage amount of money in this almost $1 trillion bill is what this guy has to object to. Disgusting.